Good afternoon. Today is January 17th. It's about 6:15 in the evening. This is the Streets and Sidewalks Committee. To my left is Councilman Brock Heath, and to my right is Councilwoman Lynn Snee, and I'm Bob Phillips, the chair of this committee. And tonight we have one item, and we're going to hear a staff report, and they're going to provide a recommendation regarding accepting a grant of an easement somewhere here in town. So if you would.
Somewhere here in town, yes. Actually, it's at the northeast corner of Union and Dakota Streets. There's some property there that historically has been used as access to northbound Main Street. That is by access used by the residents as well as the city emergency staff. There was some confusion about the rights, and because historically it had always been that way, they did a lot of extensive research to see if there was an official easement. There was some feeling that there was some legal back and forth, and the bottom line is that we do have an easement. Council accepts it. That'll make it official. There is no compensation that the city will owe in this regard. It does not request it in this memo, but to provide all the proper filings and get it official as soon as possible. If you would consider emergency legislation, that would be great.
Didn't we have an issue with this property a couple of years ago along this same access point?
There have been some questions for a few years. I don't know that it's been quite 2 years. It's been quite a while. That it seems like it's been quite a while to get this resolved. It did take some time to do the legal work and as well as the research. I don't know that this has been an ongoing multi-year issue. It did come to a head when the property owner did block the property, and it became a concern for our staff as well as the residents, and so we said, look, we've got to just deal with it.
Was the blockage recent? Or was that some time ago?
2016, early maybe.
Summer of 16.
Okay, all right. Okay, I don't have any other questions. Do one of you?
I do not.
Okay.
I just had a question for maybe curiosity, but if we are making it official, that means it was unofficial before, and how does it exist unofficially?
I don't know what the legal term is, but it's
Sounds like
basically been always used that way.
Sounds like a lawyer.
Just makes it official.
Okay,
And puts it
so
in
it was city. It was an easement.
The problem is this property a long time ago was laid out. Actually, the fairgrounds was down there, and it was laid out into a big subdivision, and there were official city streets like Montana Street and things like that that are no longer dedicated. Well, that was vacated, but the property in question on which the city is going to get the easement, it had, as part of the deed, it said this property is subject to a claimed easement. Okay. It didn't identify what the easement was. The plat maps did not reflect that.
Okay.
But certainly with the railroad growing across there was a lot of concern, especially with the fire department. If it is blocked, whether or not with a train, if that easement or that property wasn't able to be used, then emergency personnel couldn't get back there.
Yeah.
So there was some concern about that, and we just thought it was best to formalize and what had been the practice for a long, long time.
Sure. So we're not creating anything that didn't exist. We're just kind of putting some structure around it.
Exactly.
Perfect. Thank you.
And Grant, before you, there are numerous properties throughout the city, and have any other similar situations popped up that you're aware of or been made aware of that we haven't done easements or have? There's some undeveloped city property down in this general area, Jeep Street, and some other things pop into my head that we just don't have any infrastructure or much that's been going on for a number of years. It's kind of gone into disrepair and other things.
We don't.
We don't.
We don't have anything similar to this situation that we know of.
Okay.
As we would discover them, we would do try to resolve them the same way.
Got it, okay, thank you.
Right.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Any other council folks? Anybody in the audience? Council folks, Madam President, Mr. Mayor? Okay, so what is your pleasure with this item?
Yeah, move forward with emergency.
And I agree.
Okay. So the committee unanimously recommends to move forward as staff has recommended with the emergency. And there are no other items to come before the Streets and Sidewalks Committee?
No, sir.
Okay, then we are adjourned. Thank you all for attending.